All right. Hello, neighbors. Welcome to another episode of the Noisy Neighbor Podcast. I am your host, JT, with Sunny B, and we have Rudy on the phone, but we're not going to answer him.
Literally calling me right now.
We're not going to answer him right now, so sorry, Rudy. Welcome once again. We're here chilling in the cave. We're chilling on the peach couch, doing business as usual. Our boys Cheese and Oscar, man in the fort in the back. What's good? What's good? What's good, B? So, what's good with you?
Working, man. I had one day off. And that was about it.
For real?
Yeah. But
All right, man.
I got to sleep in a little bit.
You're
Oh, hey, I wanted to talk to you about this on the podcast. Does your phone do this? Not text while you're...
My bad. All right.
You see this guy? Okay. If I have an alarm set on my phone, and then I get a phone call, either right before it starts to go off, the alarm, does your phone freeze?
No.
Because I wasn't getting your phone calls this morning. They weren't going through, and my phone wasn't on silent or anything.
It's because you got that old-ass phone, man. What's that, iPhone 7
Yeah.
Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Get with the times.
Maybe that's what it is,
That's
right?
your fault. And it's actually proven that Apple had finally reached a settlement or whatever, saying that, what's the name? What the fuck is it? That they're actually slowing down phones and shit.
Right.
And they
But
got
do you think
caught for that
it's because they have to slow down the old phones to make the new ones faster?
I don't know.
'Cause they
I don't
don't
know shit
care
about
about
that
it.
tech shit. I think it is something to do with that. Like, it's like slowly they gotta discontinue those because there's new shit coming out that they need to make room for, and
Right.
you know, all that business and shit.
But yeah, my phone wasn't ringing, and when I finally looked at it, it was frozen at like to say snooze or
Yeah.
to stop, and it was from like 10 o'clock.
I know lately my phone's been dying quicker, but maybe that's just because I'm on it all the time.
Right. Well, yeah, because you ain't been doing nothing, so you're on your phone more.
Yeah, this shit was boring.
Yeah, Apple
Thank
was
God.
fined 25 million euros for slowing down older iPhone models.
Just Europe, like not like globally,
$27 million, about 25 million euros.
which is equivalent to us getting maybe about $15. I don't know.
I don't know either.
In 2017,
I noticed
Apple
that.
confirmed that it did slow down some iPhones, but said only to do so to prolong the life of the old devices.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I was wondering that because, yeah, my alarms weren't going off. I wasn't hearing your phone calls. I'm wondering it's because you might have called me as it was going off.
Yeah.
And the phone, like the screen, was just frozen on snooze.
Yeah, you need a new phone, bro.
Yeah.
You need to upgrade.
Maybe I'll do that. But T-Mobile stores are closed, aren't they?
I don't know. Like I said, man, I don't even do shit anymore.
I
But
hear you, bro.
I like with this whole everything's closed, so like I don't even want to go try anywhere.
Right.
So I just fucking either try to order online or
I miss disc replay though.
for real, man. We could have went to Disc Replay so much. We were supposed to go to outlets.
Yep.
We were supposed to go fucking shopping.
Well,
supposed
we
to
were
do all
supposed to be in
sorts of shit.
California.
That too.
California
Yeah,
didn't work, so we were supposed to go to the outlets. That didn't work.
That didn't work. Stuck in the
I'm not gonna
house.
shop at Walmart.
It
Go get a
almost
fit.
felt like the world was ending.
Yeah, right. It was weird.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
It was really weird, dude. I don't know. I gotta do remember the other episode I told you that my doctor appointment was switched to an over the phone appointment.
Yeah.
Now they want to switch it to
In person?
No.
Skype?
Like a Skype type thing, or I think he wants my phone number so he can FaceTime me.
Show him the stump.
Yeah.
It hurts right here.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I've never had to. I've been around specialists and doctors for the past like 11 years, and this is the first time I have to do something like this.
That's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, like, not to, like, how do you say it? I don't want to say it sound negative, but I'm surprised y'all ass ain't catch this shit.
I know.
With the how weak of your immune system is after everything.
No, for real, dude. It's bad. I'm surprised I didn't either. And especially, like, at this time, like, I was kind of freaking myself out last week because during, like I said, the season's changing. I had a cold.
Yeah.
So I was, like, freaking out. But They say it's supposed to be a dry cough or something like that.
It has like dry cough. It's supposed to feel like
Yeah, see, I had hella mucus though.
your chest is getting caved in and all
I
sorts
didn't
of
feel
shit.
any of that. I couldn't breathe out of like my left nostril. I was getting some whistles as I was breathing, but I had like hella fucking phlegm. You know.
I have phlegm every day, man. Well, mucus is part of it, I'm guessing.
Right.
Whatever.
It's
Yeah.
kind of scary, like with it being like pollen season and shit, and like the allergies are getting to people. A lot of people have dry coughs.
Right.
Yeah, so you
don't know who to trust.
And this is the thing. This is what sucks. There's people out there with, similar symptoms to what's going on, but they can't get tested because they either don't have the fever, they don't have the dry cough,
Right.
they don't have the shortness of breath, either one of those. But you know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody, won't say their names, but I know somebody
Mm-hmm.
that currently has a majority of the symptoms,
Mm-hmm.
and they went to the doctor and they told them that they can't test them because they don't have the fever. And so it's like, okay, but they have the rest of the symptoms. I know that tests are kind of limited, but
Mm-hmm.
you're at risk saving hundreds,
Mm-hmm.
because I know this person and I've come in contact with this person through that time,
Mm-hmm.
within the last 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
And so would you rather try to save a few hundred?
That's so weird though, because you're saying they're missing one symptom and they can't get tested.
Yeah,
But like Idris Elba had no symptoms and has it.
exactly. And he said that, and this, I mean, I don't want to say, but this goes to the elite, to us.
Right.
They can obviously go get tested.
Right. They got the
You know,
power.
I think, was it Idris Elba or was it Tom Hanks that said that they felt a little bit of muscle ache, so they went to go get checked, and then they ended up
That was
positive.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Idris Elba said he feels normal.
something's not right there. Right?
Right. KD too feels normal.
Oh, well, I think they got tested because they were recently in contact with
the,
Jazz or whatever,
yeah.
the Thunder, one of those
Yeah.
teams.
It was the Jazz, the Utah Jazz.
And they all had
Rudy
got
Gobert.
Yeah, and they all had got tested. I think they all had to get tested.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, man. It's like, how come down here, if we're missing one symptom, we can't get tested, but someone elite like Idris Elba can't have no symptoms and still go get checked up?
Mm-hmm.
Don't make no sense,
I have no idea.
But
It's weird.
we'll see what happens with that, man. Who knows? Your boy might be sitting here with COVID-19 and you know what I'm saying? But I don't think so. If
Right.
not, I would at least assume that with your weak immune system, you would be showing symptoms quicker than me.
Right.
Or at least
Yeah.
that's what I would figure. So,
That's
and that
true.
hasn't happened yet. So, I think we're good.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever, man. That shit needs to hurry up and end.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get like, it's almost an anxiety
Uh-huh.
because like I'm worried like, okay, like how soon enough until this shit is over and we
Right.
could go back to normal? Because
Mhm.
now it's like, at first it's kind of like, I ain't gonna lie, when shit was starting to shut down, I was kind of at work like, shit, man, a week vacation, won't hurt. But now it's kind of like the whole world is dealing with it right now, and I'm kind of feeling like, damn, we need to do something quick
Mm-hmm.
before either we go into a recession again, or the economy collapses,
Mm-hmm.
or the stock market crashes, and then we're out here running like chickens with our head cut off.
Right.
But
Let's see what
whatever,
happens.
man.
But what would you guys do? Like, what would be the first thing if they said you guys could do whatever normally again? What would be the first thing or first place you'd go to?
Well, one, I'll try to rebook LA for sure, to be close by. See if we could get back on track with our vacation. But I think the first thing I would probably do, this replay.
Yeah, probably discreet.
I don't know,
Out of
like the
everything
mall.
You could do just replay.
No, I'll probably do like I said what I was gonna do a few weeks ago, was go to Chicago, hang out in Chicago again.
Yeah, but it still feels weird though, because if they came out tomorrow and said, "Nah, it's cool, go back to
I
normal,"
mean, not tomorrow.
I'd
but
be like
slowly.
like whenever whatever they say, like we're good.
Yeah.
What would be the first thing when everything opens up?
That's a
I'd
good
go
question.
to the movies. Because I really like going to the movies recently.
Yeah.
So I'd go to the movies. If not, I'll go to Fat Rosie's
What's Fat Rosie's?
restaurant.
Okay. What kind of restaurant?
It's like Casa Margarita, but way better. It's more lit.
Is it
It's the tequila,
Mexican? Is it Mexican?
Yeah, and taco bar place.
Oh, but you're talking about going there to drink.
Nah, bro, to eat and drink.
Oh, okay.
Like a restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, just to go sit down and just enjoy a meal.
Yeah.
Straight up.
But I mean, yeah, I would probably do something like go to Chicago. Now, let me ask you this though: when shit goes back to normal, do you think people are gonna trust that?
That's what I'm saying.
Because
dude.
that's another thing that's like
I feel like everybody's gonna be on their toes.
because like
Because you have to be, man.
because like someone like me, if it was to go back to normal, I'm kind of already back to normal. Like I was at Subway the other day, and I was getting a sandwich, and you know I'm up against the glass. But like the glass was down because they were like it's refrigerant, and so then the lady goes, "Hey, can you step behind the black line to order your sandwich?" And I was like, "Where the hell's the black line?" I look back and it's 3 feet behind me, well, like 6 feet behind me, and I'm like, "How the hell am I supposed to see what I want from 6 feet away?" And I can't even, you know what I'm saying? I'm 5'7" on a good day,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like trying to like I knew what I want, but it's like I still have that tendency to be like you know,
Right.
and I was like, this is crazy. And then I was at Walgreens not too long ago, and same shit, they got like blue tape on the ground 6 feet across from each other.
We
Everyone's
got
got
tape
a
on our store.
for real.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, like
nuts,
our
man.
registers, like it'll be from where cheese is at.
Like, do you think like it's gonna
But most of them still just come up. But yesterday we had the sale, and I had weirdos coming in, man. Like these fucking big ass carpenter masks. The carpenter masks don't do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's for particles. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
because you're breaking stuff down the walls or whatever. And like hoodies on, like 2 hoodies strapped in. Fucking like he had gloves on. He couldn't even get in his wallet, and he was looking for toilet paper at an auto parts store, and. I mean, he was looking for gloves too, more rubber gloves, and I'm like, well, we've been sold out for 3 weeks, dude. Like, you ain't gonna find no rubber gloves here.
right?
Walks out like, oh, fucking pissed off because he's like, I'm like, this guy's weird.
Bubble
dude.
boys, man.
Basically, man.
It's crazy, man.
Those people I feel kind of sorry for though, because you know what I'm saying, like, they're taking it
too serious.
I'm not saying don't take it serious, but like to that extent, dude, just stay in the house, order
Yeah.
everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like if you know, but everything.
But so like I'm saying, like, do you think after this shit is over, are we still doing the 6 foot rule? Are we
Right.
still doing the, you know?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a while. I think like even when more stores open up, like it'll still be more of a like more rules. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To like follow until like maybe another year or so, where it's like like there's the tape. You'll probably still see the tape, but people start ignoring it a little more.
No, and then when I was in Walgreens, there was tape outside too. There's tape outside.
Really?
It's like to the point where if it gets too packed, they're gonna have people wait outside to come inside. It's just gonna be like a club everywhere.
Right. About exclusive as hell.
You know what I'm saying?
About
just
10,
a fucking
10 at a time.
Jewel Osco's fucking packed. Sam's Club's always packed now.
That's crazy.
Walmart's always packed. All these fucking stores are always packed now. It's almost like, fuck, man, I don't want to go in there.
Right.
You know?
That's true.
But that's the thing, man. When this shit is over, is it going to be the same?
Right.
And that's going to make it uncomfortable to be out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's going to be like, don't get close to me. Don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that. And I'm like, dude, come on.
Can you clear your throat?
Unless the vaccine is good and all that bullshit happens.
Right. Unless it's completely like under control, then maybe it'll go back to normal.
Yeah.
But where it's like, we're still in trials, but stuff is open, people are still going to be, you know what I'm saying?
And then it'll happen in another 4 years with another disease.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first one ever that, like, fucking shut everything down.
Yeah.
Which is
Or at least
crazy.
in our lifetime.
Yeah, at least in our lifetime.
Yeah. It's crazy, though.
Whatever, man. Oh, shit. Well,
I definitely don't want to, like, go head to malls and stuff. For one, I was never that person.
what you mean?
To, like, I mean, yeah, to kill time, that's different. But it's like, I feel like just because the malls are open, more people are going to want to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be like,
Maybe, or like I said, people are going to be like, I don't know, I still kind of don't want to go.
Right.
Or this
you
and
probably
that.
get the ones with the garbage bags on their heads. And
Yeah.
cut some holes in their garbage bags, you know?
Man,
I don't know. It's going to be weird.
you remember those days where Man, I used to work at the shoe store.
Dude.
Man, every Friday, your ass was walking around that bitch like
Yeah.
a old lady that be
Yeah.
walking in the mornings.
But I wanted to be with my guy, you know. And then you'd be like, man, I get off at like 8, 9, maybe 10 sometimes.
No, but like before that, you were always with Paul.
Yeah.
You and Paul, or sometimes Spanky and stuff.
Getting you in trouble at the
Man,
tab.
that's crazy because that was like right after you. That's like right when we were starting to do music, and then you guys were going to the mall and stuff,
Mhm.
and like that was when right after we became friends and shit,
Yeah.
best friends, and that's when you started coming all the time, and then
Right.
we would all go hang out at the mall and shit.
Right.
Man, remember Wingstop Fox Valley?
Yep.
Let's go Wingstop Fox Valley,
Yeah,
bro.
before
Every
Wingstop was
Monday,
hot.
every Monday, bro.
Yeah.
Man,
Those were some
and then
good times, man.
and then yeah, it was Wingstop, mall, studio,
Yep.
every Monday, but then like the rest of the week was just regular studio time.
Studio time. Just show up
Man.
at mom's.
Just bullshit.
Yep.
What made you This is a good question. What made you get into music?
Music
Yeah. What else?
into being an artist or just music in general.
Well, let's start with what got you loving music first.
My family, my older brother, my sister, my older sister, even my little sister. You know, like me and my little sister, we have a little more of we like a lot of the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, my brother put me like we would do some weird stuff in his room. You know what I'm saying? He's my
Okay.
brother, man. Relax. But like it would be like Spanky, my sisters, and we would like do performances. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and we would just do like straight Mexican Latin music, or we'd switch it to like rap, and that's kind of how it became. Like, I remember I would just wake up and there'd be music playing all the time.
Yeah.
And it would be either some Latin music or some straight Chicago rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then even just growing up being, with him, always wanting to be with my brother, like, he always had something different on, like rock music or something like that. Stuff I wouldn't think I would be into. Like, it's all comes back down to him.
Yeah.
Because he was, and then even for him, it was like our oldest cousin, because she's like I said, she's the oldest cousin, so she was like an aunt in a way, and she had like the 80s and 90s rock music,
Yeah.
and then like the Selena, and you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
then even like at that, like music would always be playing. It was always music around. My mom, she had what's that guy's name? Marco Antonio Solis. Like yeah, the guy. I always thought it was Jesus.
Jesus, boy.
Like, dude, I remember I was such a kid, dude. Like, I was so ignorant to music. Like, she had all his CDs in the car, and he just looks like a white man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and we'd be listening to
Like
it,
a
but I
white
had no
country
idea
singer.
who it was. So I'm like, my mom's listening. She's got Christian music sitting out here, but we're listening to this. But it was
Yeah.
the same guy, And it wasn't until I got a little older where we were like, oh snap, like that's the guy. He speaks Spanish. What the fuck,
Yeah.
But music has always been around me in that way. Like yeah, with my mom, with her Marco Antonio Solis, my brother with Los Temerarios, and then he put me on like Ice Cube and Tupac, and then he put me on like rock music, and then I had my oldest cousin who would listen to.
Isn't it weird that the people that were listening to like the Tupac and the Ice Cube, they were also listening to rock music at that time? Because it was, if you ever looked at it, it was always combined at a point.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Like Cypress Hill would always collab, and
Right.
then like even like Eminem collab.
I think it's because it was
Dr. Dre.
it wasn't the norm at the time.
I think it's because both genres weren't looked right at.
Right,
And
they weren't
then-
respected. So
yeah.
it was like, oh, those are punk kid rockers, and these are gangbangers.
Yeah.
They were outsiders. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why it worked out like that. You know what I'm saying?
And it's kind of getting to that again.
Yeah, definitely. With the Travis Scott,
Post
kinda
Malone
combined, Post
mixing
Malone.
with Ozzy Osbourne.
Yep.
And so
Yeah.
So you got introduced, and then what made you start rapping?
My older brother, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just set up we had like a little computer microphone, like the little stick one, and he would find instrumentals on like LimeWire. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't even know what the beat sounded
No,
like.
that's crazy, dude. You had to download it
Yeah.
till you got you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I remember being a kid, you know, coming from where we come from, you know, we didn't have many Latin kids around us.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, I was always with the bros. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I was always on the street with the bros. And I remember being in, like, elementary school, and I had a kid give me a CD, and it was all instrumentals of Southern music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it had, like, Game Over, Lil Flip.
Yeah.
But it was just the beat, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I kind of just, even being with my little bro Spanky, like, we would, listening to, like, the radio, and I would switch words up of a song that we knew. Like, and not knowing we were being creative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
you
we
were
were
just
making,
bullshitting.
we were making parodies, but we were rhyming it.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of how, like, all of that combined got into it. Like, even with my brother, we weren't even writing. Like, my brother would make me write, but we were just doing it for fun. So he would take a verse he knew, but we would put it on a different beat. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? From somebody else, and we would do that. And then he was just like, man, just write, you know, write this or write that. And I would be writing, and it was kind of dorky and super childish because I was a kid, but he was like, just run with it, dude. Like, you're good at it. You know when to come in, and, you know, like, I didn't know what a 16 bar was, you know, like, I had no idea, but I knew that this verse that I actually know from this real person who's a rapper, his stops when the beat stops here, so I'm going to stop mine there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's basically how it started, dude. My mom, too, like, my dad pushed me because, like, MySpace was hot.
Yeah.
When I started writing,
Man.
and he was just like, put it on MySpace, you know? He had no idea what it was, but he knew I was
He's
like
put it on there. Put it out there.
Yeah, he wanted
everybody.
me to put it out there, you know? He was just like, because who knows who's going to attach to it,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I got sick to where I took it serious because, like, I was always rapping for, like, Eddie and, you know, Sicko. We would be in the car on the way to school or something, or right out of school. We'd be looking for something dumb to do, and I'd just be rapping, you know, on a fucking instrumental. On something old, too, you know, like, especially at the time.
That was out.
Right.
You could always find instrumentals from OGs.
Right. Because most albums would even release them, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And then I got introduced to, like, Master P. My brother put me on that Southern shit. That's kind of where, like, my accent came from because I was growing up listening to these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Interviews and everything like
right.
that. Yeah.
And you want to become these guys, and then got introduced to, like, Pimp C and Bun B and Texas music. And then that's when I was, like, in middle school, and, like, I gravitated to that so heavy because then I started finding out Mexican rappers are doing their thing in Texas, you know, and they were being taken serious. So I was like, well, I could do it too, but be from up here.
Yeah.
So that's when I started really taking it to, like, consideration to be like, man, I could be that person, but up here.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not out here at all. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty good. You know, like, I know I'm pretty good. You know, and but that's what got me into the music, man. My older brother, and, like, having my sister listening to, like, what's that group called? Evanescence. Evanescence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, or, like, just some singing, you know, in the room, and she never came out of the room, so she would just be banging her music in there, you know, and, like, I'd be like, man, I'm sitting there singing it, like, what the hell am I doing? But it kind of got me into all these genres, and it just
and it made you appreciate music more.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's
and then
crazy.
even my little sister, you know, because all she had was Rebelde.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they got crazy big, you know, so it's like,
That was crazy.
right. And I remember, like, having, like, her little, like, MP3 player that could only hold, like, 3 songs.
Yeah.
And we'd be, like, listening to it in the room, like, at all times. It's just me growing up, there was always music around me, you know. But yeah, that's how I got into that. But yeah, and then the actually becoming an artist, and it wasn't until I met you as to when I started appreciating my artistry, and I don't really like parody music because it's so easy, and people get famous off of your creativity that they flipped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why, like, I stopped listening to a lot of specific Mexican rappers.
I know
You know what I'm talking about. But because I don't, because if I ever did meet him, it'd be cool because I wanted to be that person at the time, not knowing he was making parody music. And then when I became an artist, I was just like, well, that's the easy part. You're taking my hard work and flipping it, and you're getting famous off of it. You know what I'm saying?
I was never into that shit.
Right.
I thought it was funny, but at the same time, it's like,
Right. Yeah, see, I was really into it. But that's because it opened my eyes to actually be an artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, hell yeah.
But it wasn't until me and you took it to that next level to where I was like, okay, this is real.
Yeah.
That's when I was just like, I can't mess with that music right now. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. But
Those
yeah,
are some good
that's
times.
how it happened, man. You?
So, I think it really, for me, it was really more when I first started. Okay, so this is the thing. I talked to my mom about this probably not too long ago, but she always likes to bring up the past.
Right.
And like one thing that she would always bring up is that when it came to like me and my cousins and like all my family members, my mom will always say, JT's the ringleader.
Right.
JT's the ringleader. He's
Right.
the one that he was getting people that he was getting his older cousins involved in BS. He was doing
Right.
this and that, you know what I'm saying? And like he was always, hey guys, let's go do this. So my mom always seen the leadership portion of me and saying that, and she always thought like, he's not afraid to lead, and he's not afraid to put himself in the front lines in front of everybody and do something.
Right.
And because growing up too, like I would have this all right, this is gonna be embarrassing, but I had my parents had this video cam, video recorder or whatever, the OG ones with the fat ass cassettes. And so I would record myself doing performances to songs that were already out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was funny because I was doing it all the way from a shorty from like when I was like fucking 8, to 14. I would say
shit.
maybe a little bit younger than that.
Really?
And it was funny because the first things that I would record, and Cheese is my backup, I would record myself to NSYNC songs.
Okay.
And so I ain't gonna lie.
How is that embarrassing though? I listen to NSYNC.
No, but okay. So this is the thing though. I never really was into rap at that point. When I was that young, because my parents did not want that. Wanted me to listen to that shit. They knew that stuff. They thought to them that stuff was nothing but trouble. Right. And so they were putting me on to NSYNC and like Selena and their music and stuff like that. And it was the dancing music. It wasn't like the corridos or like the deep Mexican tracks that I'm like, oh God, you know. And so then I was doing that. I was doing videotapes of that. So I was already cool with like performing and stuff like that. And that's that leadership stuff my mom was saying, because I wasn't afraid to pop the camera open and do, Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake or something, you know what I'm saying? And so after that, I started hanging out with my cousins a lot more. I started hanging out with, a couple of my older cousins that were listening to Eminem and Dr. Dre and 50 Cent when he got hot, and stuff like that. No, hold on.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. So I was hanging out with my cousins, and they were really only listening to like 50 Cent, Eminem, Dr. Dre. I think my cousin was like listening to like Luda and stuff like that, but never really Lil Wayne. He was listening to like those type of guys, and he was like Nelly and shit like that. Like we were into like that kind of like St. Louis, East Coast shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when I was kicking it with them, then they put me on. Then that's when they put me on to Eminem, and they put me on to Dr. Dre and 50 Cent, and then I became the biggest 50 Cent fan.
Right.
I was the biggest 50 Cent fan over the Eminem fan. I think the reason why I couldn't really become the Eminem fan is because still my parents didn't want me to listen to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't want me to get an Eminem record.
Right.
You know, especially with my mom saw explicit content. She said, hell no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so my first rap CD was Get Rich or Die Trying,
No shit.
edited version.
Right.
And that was horrible, bro.
Right.
I was not able to I didn't get it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And but my mom finally gave in, and she let me get it. But on the lowest key, my cousin was letting me borrow the Chronic 2000 was letting me borrow
Right.
the Eminem Show, the Marshall Mathers LP. So right then and there, I started listening. I'm like, man, I love this shit.
Right.
Like, I love this. You know, I was still happy that I got to know NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys and all that pop shit. So I appreciated that.
Right.
But then I, mixed with this stuff, and, it made me like, man, this shit is cold. You know, I never heard this before.
Right.
You know, and until once I started going into middle school, that's when it got really, really heavy. That's when I was really into music and really into rap music for sure. Like, it was to a point where I almost like lost touch of pop and rock and all that stuff, and I was kind of like, nah, that shit lame. It's all about this. But it's really because I was in the outside influence. I was being influenced a lot differently. You know what I'm saying? And you know this too. We were growing up to be, to respect the set, and be on the set and all this other stuff. So there's no hate into that because it built the character that we are now. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have known the street without being part of the set. So there's nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong that we came out of it. Right. And it just is what it is. It's a part of life, especially from where we grow up. Right. And so then in middle school, while I was in middle school now, I was a smart kid. So I definitely got good grades in middle school and shit. No, for real, man. Like, I really got good grades. But the funny thing is, the middle school we were in, I was in the smart kid class, filled with the most troubled ass kids ever. We were all smart, but we all had that street shit in us, right? And we always wanted to act a fool, right? You know what I'm saying? But when it came to good grades, almost everyone in there was doing good. You know what I'm saying? Which was weird. It's a weird combination, right? I personally think that's the last of the dying breed, because now you either got really smart kids, right, or you got these kids that don't want to do shit no more. You know what I'm saying? And so that's when I met Frankie. Yeah. Middle school. Right. And once again, small world. I know
Frankie. I know his brothers.
You know all that. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't never cross paths.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so Frankie is the one that put me onto Lil Wayne. Frankie was the one that, hey, man, you ever heard of Lil Wayne? Have you ever heard of Outkast? Have you ever heard of Bun B? And, and all them people. And I'm like, nah, man, I was barely expanding my catalog, and then he started introducing me to that. Man, soon as I heard Lil Wayne, that's when I knew, okay, this is what I want to do. Yeah. Wayne did 50, it to you? 50 Cent really didn't do it. 50 Cent wanted me to play the part. Right. 50 Cent was the influence to me to be like, man, I want to be a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to do this shit. Right. I wanted to be 50 Cent. Right. But Lil Wayne, because growing up, 50 Cent told his story through his music heavily. Right. Lil Wayne kind of did and kind of didn't. He was more like a player. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so Lil Wayne's play on words is what got me to be like, I want to do that. I want to do this. Right. This is hot. Then I heard him. Then I heard Outkast. Then I heard Bun B, Lil Flip. Right. I started getting into this because once you connect yourself to Lil Wayne and you start searching, you start looking. Right. You get all these other artists, and I was just like, man, I'm in an uncharted territory. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And then the sad thing is that it took the game to come out. Right. For anybody to recognize West Coast, because all you knew was who? Snoop Dogg.
Well, see, I grew up. I had the older brother. You didn't have the older brother. You had cousins. Yeah. But my mom wouldn't check his music like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he had the fat ass computer. You know what I'm saying? So he was downloading his shit.
And my cousins were listening to West Coast rap.
Right. And see, because my brother being who he is, where he takes everybody, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't like 50. So I grew
crazy.
up like I had to find my 50. You know,
had to find 50
I had to find 50 my own way. Same thing with Eminem.
Yeah.
He couldn't relate because he's just like, we're not white trash white kids, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's not really what he's talking about, but
Yeah.
it's just another struggle.
Exactly.
But he's just like, no, we connect to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of where we're from. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have many Mexicans on the block.
Yeah.
We were the only ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were the only ones with the basketball hoop, so everybody was at the crib, too. So it's like...
Same here.
And
right, Cheese?
So with my brother, he was just like, nah, I can't get into that Eminem thing. You know what I'm saying? Until maybe 8 Mile, because I know we watched the movie, me and him together.
That's crazy, until 8 Mile?
Yeah, dude. And even me, like... I remember watching 8 Mile, and I was just like, man, like, it could be that easy. You know what I'm saying? But,
I know, man.
Right?
A lot of these, you know, a lot of stuff that I watch and a lot of stuff that we see, man, they make it look easy, but it really ain't,
but it
man.
really ain't.
They don't show the years of grinding.
So I grew up on Ice Cube and that West Coast shit before even Snoop. You know what I'm saying? Because of my older brother.
Yeah.
So
see, and that's the thing though, like,
but Game did bring me back.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. Your brother is a couple years behind my cousins.
Yeah.
So my cousins didn't go as far as to like listen to NWA,
right,
and listen to Ice Cube,
right.
I mean Ice-T and stuff like that.
Right.
My brothers started at the Chronic.
Right. Yeah.
Started at Eminem.
When the Chronic
Cent.
was out, I already knew these guys.
Yes.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
So we were just behind on the path a little bit.
Right.
And so that's when I started doing my research, and now I came across all these Southern rappers.
Yeah.
I came across all this other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then
and I was listening to Outkast around the same time because of my brother, though. Because, like, he was just like, well, this is West Coast type of music. Let's find something else. And because he appreciates music so much, he was finding from the South, from Florida, from New York. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I said, we were listening to Chicago underground music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like my mom had like a Ford Windstar, and there was like you could put headphones on in the back seat, so they could listen to whatever they wanted to in the front, and my brother would have his headphones on. So when she caught him putting that CD in, and it was split in half, like one had like a character drawn on the left side with red and black and all the gang signs on the left side, and then blue and black on the right side. Yeah. And she was just like, and I remember that to this day because I was sitting there like, put it in, I want to hear this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my mom was just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? And my brother was just sitting there listening to it, and it was like, I remember looking at it like, I wanted to be those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to be that tough guy.
That's crazy because like even though like the influences I had from my cousins and stuff, we rarely listened to like Chicago music. We were rarely in that scene. We were more like, because I'm not my cousin that put me on. His goal was to be 50 Cent too.
Right.
You know, all my cousins when we started listening to G Unit and 50 Cent.
Right.
That was our goal. We wanted to be high top gangsters. We didn't want to be down at with the mini sets and like stuff. So we were like listening to the Chicago rap.
Y'all wanted to be bosses,
man. Yeah. We wanted to be up there, you know.
Right.
And so that I think even drove me to like once I started to listen to Lil Wayne and I started to listen to Cash Money and stuff. I was like, there's other ways to be a boss,
right,
than rep a set. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so
see,
put me on.
I had a lot of different influences too, because listening to the Chicago shit, you wanted to be a street gangster. You know what I'm saying? You didn't want to be a boss.
Yeah,
that was being boss. You know what I'm saying? Then it was just like, okay, I'm listening to like 50 Cent or even Game, and it's just like, this is not the same type of music.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like these guys are representing like an entire state, not just a city.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
So I could see that too, and
and that's what really like I said, that's what really influenced me to want to do this shit. Right. Because like I said, Lil Wayne, man, the first thing I heard from him was Louisiana. Because that's the first thing that came out that Frankie put me on.
That's crazy though. Like
he burnt me 2 CDs.
We're not that far apart in age, but I was listening to Wayne when he was like 16.
Yeah.
because of my older brother. You know what I'm saying? Because we had, like, he was a big BG fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he also liked Juvenile.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like you would get little glimpses of Wayne in there, but it wasn't the Wayne that you
That I heard
found
right away.
right away. Like I remember when he showed up, my brother walked in the crib, and he's got the block is hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was listening to Wayne in '98, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly. See, so like when I was in, and it was because Frankie and I were the same age.
right,
So Frankie's the one that found it, and he's the one that
Put you
introduced me into that shit. But I went back and I heard the rest of Wayne. But see, that's the thing though. Not that I love all of Wayne. I love from 500 Degrees
Right.
all the way above. The thing is though, the Wayne that got me was that Louisiana Wayne.
right,
And then from there, I went to that Wayne right there is what made me be like, man, metaphors on point, punchlines
Right.
on point, delivery is key.
mm-hmm.
I took that whole formula
Mm-hmm.
and wanted to go with it. You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
And that's what put me on.
That's how.
Now,
man.
after that whole, it was to where in middle school we had a class, we had writing class,
Mhm.
we had an English class, and every day we had to write in that notebook. We
In
had to
that
write
journal.
in the journal. Every day we had to write stuff. Man, there was at least a couple times a week where all I did was write verses in there.
Really,
You know what I'm saying? Write. It would, to the teacher, look like poetry, I guess. But
right,
we would write about. It was funny because we would write about wearing white tees, wearing black
Right,
tees.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Wearing baggy jeans and
right.
I got the J's on my feet and stuff like that.
Mm.
And my teacher never gave me that fucking journal. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
and then after junior high,
Uh-huh.
I did have a little bit of a situation where, I got into some serious shit, and so my mom forced me to not talk to my one side of my family like that because it got really heated. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
my mom was always the one like, I don't want my kids to be gangbangers, and I understand that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? She doesn't want none of her kids to be doing that shit, and I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She was looking out for me, but hardhead as me wanted to be a rapper, wanted to be a gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I was always writing and shit, but then I had to hang out with my other cousin, Gio, and
Right.
and he's the one that started putting me on AFI,
Right. Okay.
him,
Mhm.
Slipknot,
Right.
and to be honest, like, Slipknot was really the highest. Slipknot and Korn were one of the biggest influences
Mm-hmm.
into like wanting to learn that type of music now.
Right.
And I think it was because I learned how to songwrite
Right.
through rap songs.
Mm-hmm.
It made me connect more to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I felt the concept was about the same.
Yeah, it's
And it's
definitely
like-
there's still an outsider. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so I learned how to play the guitar. I learned how to, start a couple bands. You know what I'm saying? Right, Oscar? Did a couple bands. This is where I met Oscar. This is when I met Oscar. And this is where I was like, and like, as weird as the guy he was, when I first met him, I was like, I fuck with this guy heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was into Korn.
Right.
And he's the one that put me on the Korn. Because Gio didn't know Korn.
Okay.
I think he might have, but he didn't really listen to it. He listened to more Slipknot, listened to more heavier metal. But he's the one that started talking this Korn shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
This corn shit.
and then that's when I was like, damn, this shit hard.
Mhm.
And when I seen that they did that collab with Snoop Dogg and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, this is it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I wasn't to doing rock music for the first 3 years of high school. Even people that I knew from middle school, I'm like, you ain't rapping no more?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't doing that. You ain't, like, what happened, man?
Right.
You know? And I'm like, well, I'm like testing this shit out, I started wearing eyeliner.
Stop.
But then senior year, that's when I started taking it serious because I met a producer that, well, he was like he wanted to be a producer in high school. His name was Brasic.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him in high school, and he was showing me all these beats that he's making, and man, these beats, and this was when Drake was starting to come out, and it was
Right.
getting hot, and so it brought me back. As soon as Drake came back out, as soon as Drake came out, and the whole Young Money shit was going on, that's when I came right back.
Right.
I came right back like I never left, bro.
Right.
I started investigating what's everybody been on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what's everything been going on? And
Right.
then my style completely 180. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so then I met Bracek. Bracek was key with like trying to be, you know, he loved the Drake, he loved that shit, and this was when Drake was not getting too liked. Because he didn't fit the part. Like another Kanye West, you know, he didn't kind of fit the part. You know, and he started showing me that stuff, and then he started showing me how he edits music and stuff like that. And so that brought me back to like, you know what, man, I'm gonna start rapping again.
Right.
You know, and I started rapping again, and he kind of heard in my rap songs, he was like, yo, you got it, man.
Right.
Like, you can do
No,
this
I've
shit,
been told
know?
you got the bars, dude.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. A little better than you.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Okay.
Maybe bar wise, but I make a better song.
Nah.
Cheese already went.
No, but yeah, like if it wasn't for Bracek, I probably wouldn't have started rapping again.
No shit.
Because of him, Paulino started noticing that I was rapping again. A couple other people in high school started noticing that I was rapping again, and that's where Paulino was like, "Let me holler at you."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if it wasn't for Bracek, I probably wouldn't have started rapping again.
That's dope, man. Shout out that guy.
Oh yeah, man.
That's
He
cool.
needs to get back on it, man.
That's cool as hell.
But, and then that's when I met Sicko,
Right.
and that's when, you know, that's when this shit popped off.
Right. No, yeah, that's cool, man. I wish my. Nah, I don't want to say what I was gonna say.
Well, say it.
No.
Mouse
But
pussy.
nah, it's not that.
No, say it, man.
It has nothing to do with us, really. Just. No, I'm just saying, man. Just like if we would have met earlier, maybe something would have really happened.
Oh, I always think about this, bro.
You know?
If this is the thing. If I could go back to do high school differently, I would. For
Oh,
this
really?
reason. Because as much as I did love doing the rock shit, I wish I would have took rapping serious.
As serious as you did rock.
Exactly. In high school. Because if I did that,
Uh-huh.
I would have been blown up in high school. I'm not saying blown up like I would be fucking Drake or something,
Right.
but I would definitely have more followings. I would have more people to know me
Right.
and more shit going on. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I was dealing with a lot of dumb shit in high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That kind of took me away from even being in the rock shit. You know what I'm saying? It took me away from that too. But if I could go back to do high school differently, I would definitely do it differently in order, and not for fucking academics,
Right.
and not for
Just for the rap shit.
just for the rap shit. Because
Right. I
wanted
wish
to
I
do
would
it.
have taken it serious in high
Because
school.
then we probably would have met each other
Right.
way sooner, and man, we would have took off.
Right.
Just like the retros.
But what's that dumb shit what are you talking
Stop.
about in high school?
Stop it. We're not doing that right now.
I'm just curious.
We ain't doing
just
that.
curious.
You
You were there.
were there, motherfucker.
Nope.
But yeah, I feel like if we would have met way sooner, this shit would have been different probably. You know?
No, definitely. I appreciate it though. I appreciate.
No, I mean,
like,
yeah, man.
You know.
At the end of the day, like it is what it is.
Right. No, yeah, I've always had different music around. That's why, like, when you make fun of me because of like whatever comes on while I'm in the shower and if it's like some singing shit, it's something I might have just got from my sister or something. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
like,
yeah.
I could listen,
just
literally
funny.
listen to everything.
I know that. Yeah,
And,
we can.
And that's
we
the
can sit
thing.
here and put
That,
anything.
coming
on.
from where we come from, it's not cool.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
And,
Because
and
if
it
we were
was
doing that shit back in the day,
right.
you know,
You know that-
if we were doing this right now back in the day,
No, yeah, we wouldn't be cool.
it would have been cool.
The boys, the
Yeah,
noisy neighbors, upstairs.
man.
Yeah.
Noisy neighbors upstairs.
No, yeah, but no, I do appreciate it though. I appreciate all the music that I've had around me, and all the influences, you know. And I never thought of it as taking it as appreciation, because I used to hide it. Like I used to hide like the girly songs in my phone. You know what I'm saying? But it's like being
now you're-
around.
Now
you
you're
know,
comfortable
I'm
with your
comfortable.
sexuality.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable with my sexuality right now.
Are you okay with releasing my diary soon, or?
It's already out.
It's
ain't
been
it?
released.
Yeah, but like,
A remake?
yeah,
You want a
my
remake?
diary too. 2020 version.
I thought about it, because I've had more to talk about, but I made that song when I was pretty down. You
He's
know,
not down right
and
now, man.
I don't want to fake it.
Facts.
Okay.
I rather it come out
Natural.
What you
naturally.
could do is talk about your journey from then to now and make a song about that.
I know, because I wanted to make it a 3-parter.
And you could perform that too. That'd be
You
sick.
as manager?
I should be, bro, because he ain't doing nothing.
I
That's
wanted to
feel
make
me?
it a 3-parter.
I'm not. Well, hold on. I'm not gonna lie. He's doing way more than I am because I'm slacking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I'm back on it. And that's why, like, because he wanted to do a song the other day, and I got off work, and I didn't plan on doing any music, but I sat in the studio with him just to give him a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
That vibe was nuts.
Yeah.
I gotta finish that song tonight.
Yeah. But we got it. He's back up. Sometimes you just
It's
need to be there.
No, but okay. This is the problem I'm having, and I talked to him about this.
Yeah.
This is the problem. Back in the day when we were doing music, it was easy to find the right beat. It was
Yeah.
easy to find the right content because everyone was almost doing the same thing. And then like the style that we created with what we did back then and the songs that the beats that we heard and shit, it was very how do you say it, fluid. Like it was very easy and like I don't want to say easy because this shit ain't easy,
Right.
but it was like good to come up with the concepts and stuff.
Right.
And then now every single beat is like out of this fucking world with 1,000 sounds.
Right.
And so it's kind of like what you know,
And
like
if you go back, you sound old school, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because like I go back in the vault and because to be honest, like what I did to get inspiration these past few days is I was listening to shit that we were listening to in 2014 and 2015 when we were
Right.
popping,
Right.
and shit don't sound the same.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Everything sounds like a high pitched noise.
Right.
You know, it's weird, man, and like I don't want to bash the producers, but you guys got to start becoming more unique, man.
Right.
Because now everything's starting to sound the same. Everything's starting to blend together.
Yeah.
And
Remember we literally listened to two of the exact same beats,
oh yeah,
like back to back, and we just clicked two randoms, and they were literally the same.
the same sample, and it just sounded the same
Right.
BPM.
It's just
and
everybody
shit.
has the same packages.
exactly
sample packages.
And I don't get what it is with Travis Scott type beat being the norm now.
Right.
Because every Travis Scott type beat that I hear doesn't sound like anything he would do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Yeah.
know where these people are getting these ideas that these beats sound like this person, you know?
Because he might have done like a half a song like that, and then they just created an entire. Because you know how Travis Scott changes his beats. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
And that's why I'm happy for. And see, and that's why Travis Scott and like ASAP Rocky and
Yeah.
Tyler the Creator and these artists right now, they're not or like Lil Uzi. Lil Uzi, we talked about Lil Uzi saying that the good thing is that no one right now out there can do a Lil Uzi type beat because then you will sound like you stole his shit.
Right.
Because Lil Uzi's the only one that does songs on those type of beats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Same
Same
thing
thing
with
with Playboy,
Travis,
and same thing with Playboy Cardi. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But that's the thing too. Now that these artists have their specific sounds, it's hard to find a beat.
Right. Because you don't want to sound like a.
You don't want to sound like a Playboy Cardi.
Right.
You don't want to sound like a Lil Uzi, you know?
Right.
And then Travis switches his beats up all the time. And so does ASAP. So you can't find, and that's what I like about those artists.
But you have a producer, like upstairs.
He never wants to give me shit.
Talking about Damn It Down, he hustles, produces beats. So
Yeah.
You can
Yeah, but
get.
isn't
And
never-
most of the time, we don't want to bother him if
No,
he's
yeah.
doing his own stuff.
No,
too.
it's true. No,
you got to
because
think about it.
Fuck
Because
that shit, bro.
imagine how overwhelmed you would be when you make your own music already for yourself, and then you have another side of group of people that also hit you up for beats all goddamn day. Then you got the ones that you live with to be like, hey man, throw
Pay
me
the
some
man.
other shit.
Pay the man.
You know what I'm saying?
Slip a couple 20s in his fucking pockets.
It's not that, but it's just you
We
know
don't
you
wanna-
never know what mood he's into because you got to be in a specific mood to make a beat.
Yeah, I can't go in because sometimes this is the thing too. Like I'll go into the studio and I'll sit down and he's there, and if I'm working on something, I don't want to bother him and stop what he's doing in order to give me a beat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
because he's also an artist too.
Yeah. So
He's
given me some stuff, and I have some stuff in the vault from him. You know, I'm not saying,
right.
But at the same time, I can't rely on him.
Right.
You know,
because,
for all my beats.
with him, dude, he's so fucking smart because he reads us without actually knowing he's doing it. He'll tell you how I'm going to rap before he even starts making goddamn beat. Then he'll be like, "Hey, I saved you this."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is you as fuck, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, I got to rap on this now. This is cold." So when we do get lucky and that happens. Like, we appreciate that, but I'm not going to sit on top of him and be like, hey, man, give me all your fucking beats right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know he's...
Give me the hardest beats, cuz.
You know, because he's writing his own music. He's producing his own beats. He's recording himself. Then he's got other people coming in and out of the house that he's recording. He's making beats for. It's not that hard for me and JT to find a beat and be like, all right, fuck it. We're going to do this right now.
I'm like, hey, yo, you living under this roof? You better give us some beats. Give me the hardest beats, cuz.
Straight up.
But... yeah, I mean, we're trying to find our shit. I'm trying to learn how to make beats and stuff too, so I'm gonna see how that shit goes. Hopefully it doesn't sound like.
It won't hurt to try.
Hopefully it doesn't sound like that one beat, that meme beat.
That meme beat where he's like, fucking LeBron James.
What's the name? Like pretty soon, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna drop a two piece EP. I'm gonna drop that just as a little small package for everybody, and then hopefully I could drop my album. No Promises.
Yeah, right.
That's not the name of the album. It's just No Promises.
Right.
Hopefully by like the end of the summer or something, because it is album season for me, man. I gotta get started on my shit, and I gotta get.
I was literally yelling at this guy through text messages the other day.
The problem is, man, it's like I think of one thing and then I think of another.
To start one.
So when does IPT come out?
So we planned on releasing it April 16th.
No, okay, no.
But
for real.
we're planned on dropping it April 16th. I just need that logo.
I got you.
But I'm debating if I want to release it this next week coming up, just because everybody in the barbershop is bothering me about it. Yeah. And if I can get some follows off of sitting around, you know what I'm saying? Or
True.
listens, some views, some streams off of sitting around, I might as well do it too. You know, because it is done. It's just we've been waiting for that logo and some editing on it. But it's pretty much done. The last song I had to do was the one with me and you, and we did that. And now it just have to be chopped and screwed. The chopped and screwed.
Man, chopped
like
and
your
screwed,
leg, get it?
Chopped and screwed.
Chopped and screwed was the shit back in the day.
Yeah,
bro.
man. Might have to bring that back.
No, but hopefully I could drop 2 piece very soon. See what happens. But right now, everybody go stream Overdue. It's on iTunes, Apple, Spotify, all that bad boy.
For those who don't know what Overdue is, what is it?
Overdue is the album I dropped back in May. No, it wasn't May. Last May? No, it wasn't. I dropped it in.
It was like August.
No, it
or
was.
October,
No, it was
wasn't
last May. I dropped it last May on SoundCloud, but then in October I dropped it on Apple.
Yeah, there you go.
And Spotify. So
yeah,
definitely go check out
Overdue.
It's on Apple and on Spotify. It's pretty cool. It's got some bangers on
You
there.
want to tell them what to look up, like the name of who you are?
Cultboy JT. Cultboy JT Overdue.
So why'd you change your album name from Five Toes to Amputee?
Because I was gonna name the album Five Toes because I only have 5 real toes.
Oh, okay, get it.
Yeah, but I felt like people wouldn't take it serious, so it still has the same concept. And I'm pushing the prosthetic leg. Well, I'm not even that I'm pushing the prosthetic leg, but I'm pushing more of just being me on this album. Which the prosthetic leg is a part of me now, so I want to talk about it more just so people can easily find me, you know? That's why I want to do it. What's the question? Yeah.
Is there a song on there that explains why you take so long to get ready in the shower? Because you were in that bitch for
Today
a while.
I didn't want to move. I didn't feel like, so I took my long ass shower. I'm usually not. I usually don't take long showers. I'm usually 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes in and out. But I didn't want to do anything, and I knew you were here,
Yeah.
Just
and
to
I knew
piss
you
you
didn't
off.
have to go to work.
Yeah. Well, this is work, and time is money, brother. All right.
Yeah. Well, we did it.
All right, man. So it was awesome talking, going back in time.
Always,
Definitely
man. Always great.
seeing where our roots came from and shit.
Right.
Yours are probably a lot cooler than mine.
Nah, I wish I did NSYNC performances. I'll probably start doing that.
No,
You think Mom still has those tapes?
she does, bro, and I ain't looking for you neither.
I'm gonna ask her.
Nah, bro. There's not only those, but there's also like me rapping to 50 Cent. I had a FUBU black and blue jersey on, bro.
Hey,
The one with the 05 on
yeah.
it. Yeah,
I'm gonna ask her
Those
about
tapes
those.
are around. Cheese. If you fucking dig for those tapes, I'm gonna kill you, bro.
I don't got that much time.
But nah, man, it was awesome talking, going back in time. We'll see what we talk about next time. But
Yeah.
for now, it's your boy JT and Sunny B. We'll holla at our neighbors later. Don't forget to like and subscribe, man, and comment below, man. Show us if you love us, if you hate us. Give us a thumbs down.
Yeah.
I
Tell
don't
us
care.
where you guys got influenced or who influenced you guys.
Oh yeah, man. Put your SoundClouds in the description. Put your SoundClouds in the comments. All
Yeah.
of our links will be in the description below. So until next week, love y'all. Peace out.
Gang. Give me the hardest beats, cuz.